right? So seeing what we can get on second down, third down, and then managing the red zone is the best that I can, and then using my legs when I can, and knowing when to use them, play breaks down, and then just taking care of the football and scramble opportunities. There's a couple times last year where I was scrambling and play broke down and I forced a throw when I really could have kind of kept it myself and got 8 or 9 yards. So being able to just realize things like that and just play the game efficiently, and I think that you can really hurt a defense when a quarterback can use his legs. So.
Cade, what would you say the biggest growth from a mental standpoint has been for you this offseason?
I would say one of the biggest things in the spring was just learning protectionally and knowing when I'm hot and when to get rid of the ball and where to get rid of it. That's just something that comes with being in the system for a second year in a row. I haven't gotten to have that, and that's been really nice to kind of know on each play where I really need to get rid of the ball if I have to get rid of it. If we're only blocking 5 and they're bringing 6, all right, that's okay. The 6 guy's mine, but how can I take care of the ball in an efficient way? And that's been one of the biggest things, honestly.
How has that allowed you to operate better in Riley's offense and just operate with the rest of your teammates?
Yeah, honestly, it eliminates sacks and interceptions first of all, and then just gets the ball in our playmakers' hands as great and easily as we can. So.
You mentioned you went to the Manning camp. What was your biggest takeaway from the last 3 years?
I got 3 pages of notes from it in 2 days. But I feel like I learned a lot of stuff. Just with we don't do a ton of under center, but play action, under center, handoff stuff. So with that stuff that we do, I feel like I kind of learned some really good technique stuff and kind of how to trigger backers and safeties down in order to get some routes open and play action opportunities. So that was really cool to kind of learn from Peyton and Eli, and just some fun drills and kind of the way to approach certain games. And but there's a bunch of little things that I really enjoyed.
How much of y'all been using the quarterback comms in practice, and what are the benefits of that? How has that changed the game?
Yeah, we used them. I think a good bit in the spring. I can't remember exactly how much we used it, but it'll be cool to kind of use. It's everybody's first time, which is kind of nice. So we'll see what it's really going to be like in a game. I think that the way that our offense is, that we kind of do things, it'll be kind of unique. So we'll see exactly how Coach Riley ends up wanting to really use it. And the spring was kind of a test dummy-ish, so we'll kind of see exactly how the fall will go when we get into some scrimmages and stuff. So.
Is that something you would have liked to have in your first year as a starter? Is it something that's probably more of an advantage for guys who are starting for the first time?
I think that it should have been in college football a long time ago. The NFL's been doing it forever. You just look at all the people stealing signals and everything. I just think that it should have been a while ago. So I think it's great for the game, and I think it'll be really good. But in terms of helping a guy that's just now starting out, at the end of the day, you still got to snap the football, and that's when it really matters. It's after the snap that you see what kind of player you are. So being able to know the offense and whatever it is, but getting the signal is never really that hard. You'll learn it pretty quick. So.
How's it to have those younger guys like TJ Moore and Brian Westcott in the mix this season?
It's been great. They are both really, really good football players. And then we got Christian, I don't know how to say his last name, tight end. Christian, who just came in a couple weeks ago. He's looking really good. So, just really excited to have them. And, we've got a really, really good tight end and receiving core, so it's going to be fun.
Can you just go on the potential of your connection with Brenningstool and just how explosive that could really be, how reliable that could really be this season?
Yeah, Brenny and I, we've built a really just kind of great relationship this offseason. We've been doing a lot more things together, and it's been really fun. But just really excited to have him back, and I'm excited for him. I think the sky's the limit.
Cade, Coach Swinney had a lot of good things to say about Antonio Williams now coming back from that injury. What can you tell us about what you've seen from him?
I can tell you he's the fastest he's ever been. I promise you that. mean, him running a slant route now versus 2 years ago or even last year, it's a whole different person. So just super excited for him. I mean, he is just so locked in. It's incredible. So same thing. I think the sky's the limit for him.
Antonio, you got Tyler Brown, he's got a lot of experience. You got Brennan Stool, you got 2 new freshman wideouts that everybody's talking about. Just how do you balance all the talent that you now have, considering the last couple of years you had a lot of guys injured, maybe the wide receiver hasn't been nearly as deep as it is now?
Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, we're going to get the best 3 receivers and the best tight end out there week 1. And I think that fall camp will be a great time for guys to prove the work that they've been putting in all year. And, you know, it's a long season. It's going to be a long season. We're going to be playing 16 and 17 games this year. And we're going to have some dudes to hop in there if somebody's ever got to come out. So, yeah.
Hey, the ACC's new name is Conference of Quarterbacks. Your name's up there, obviously, you're working on that. What does that mean to you? What kind of honor does that bring, having your name up?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a huge honor, and you know, it's a pretty cool deal. I think we've always had some great quarterbacks come through this conference, and you know, I'm excited to kind of be one of those guys, and hopefully will once I leave here. So.
When you look back at last year, the turnovers, the fumbles, what do you do to be better at that this year? How much has that motivated you to take care of the ball better? And did you see that as one of the biggest problems from last season's struggles?
Yeah, that was the fumbles were the problem last year. I mean, I think we led the country in it and every category for fumbles. So, you know, some of it was on us and some of it was just unlucky. And just the way the ball just bounces right towards certain guys and stuff. So, I mean, you got to hang on to the football at the end of the day. And, you know, when it comes to QB/RB mess, it's just being very intentional in everything that we're doing. Every time that I hand that ball off, it's never nonchalant. It's intentional and very, very critical that we do it exactly how we need to do it. So
you mentioned the bad luck of some of those. Is that maybe one of the underappreciated things you learned from last season? Just how much of a part of the game that really is, and adjusting it and accepting and rolling with those things?
Yeah, you just gotta. I mean, we were sitting 4-4 last year. Glass full, glass half full, glass half empty. And it was half full for us, and we freaking persevered, and we went right through the rest of the year. And you know, that's one thing I've learned, and it's one thing that I'm excited that this team is. We're just going to keep persevering and take what we learned last year and roll with it.
You mentioned being able to have the chance to go do some different stuff, the Manning camp and Elite, some of those different ones. Yeah. What is it that you take from those? Why are those so valuable for you, and how much has going back to some of those things even been that much more important?
Yeah, I got to, you know, obviously I did Elite 11 when I was in high school, and then got to go back to that this year, and really just got to like talk to just people that really know football and have done it. Like I sat down and talked to Pete Carroll for like an hour, and like he's one of 2 or 3 coaches who have won a national championship and a Super Bowl, and like to just like sit down and see like, all right, what was Russell Wilson like when he was playing the best he's ever played? Like, how can I like take what he was doing and kind of just like pick apart all these little things? Like, I don't have to go be somebody and do exactly what they do, but like take a few things that Russell was doing, what Drew Lock was doing, what Peyton was doing, what Eli was doing, and all these different guys, and just kind of merge it to be the best I can be. So I had a blast kind of going on that little kind of tour between those two, and you know, it was really good for me to just kind of be surrounded by people that have done what I want to go do.
Is that insane to think about? Like, think about those names you just dropped.
Yeah, it was wild.
Some insane names that you've been able to talk to or learn from, not to mention all the other guys that Clemson alums. What's that like? Just, you think back to like 12-year-old you?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, just super, super thankful for it, honestly. Like, the fact that I have access to those type of people is unbelievable. And yeah, it's really cool. Like, I try not, like, when I'm in those moments, like, I try not to just fanboy. Like, I try to actually like get something out of it. You know what I mean? Because like, I might as well take advantage of this incredible opportunity. Like, these people know like what they're doing. There's a reason they're winning a whole lot. So like I just try to really take advantage of every moment and take a ton of notes. And you know, if you're gonna be in an environment like that and ask all these questions, what's the point of doing it if you're not gonna take notes? So just try to really soak up everything I can.
My last one on this, is there a fine line between taking all of that in and soaking all of that up and like streamlining and recognizing that like you're built for this, you've got it, like silencing some of that also?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, you take what you can and then, you know, put bits and pieces of it into real life and then just roll with it. So.
What excites you about an opponent like quality Georgia right out for this team, for these guys, to be tested like that right out?
Yeah, we've got a lot of great opponents this year. You know, we've got a great schedule, and you know, obviously, you know, Georgia's going to be. They've been one of the best teams in the country the last couple of years, and you know, it's for us. We're focused on the whole season. You know, we want to be great we want to be great week 1, but we also want to be great week 7, week 8, week 9. So, you know, we're focused on having a great year, and that's really what we're focused on. And but it'll be a great matchup.
Your first big opportunity in college came right down the street. How eager is this team to get back here in December?
Yeah, it's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be awesome. Great.
DJ's back out there in the ACC. I know he was a friend of yours, and you talked incredibly highly of his influence on you in your freshman year. How happy are you to see the transfer portal benefiting him like this, getting another chance, and then what's it going to be like seeing him in a Seminoles uniform?
Yeah, it'll be awesome. You know, obviously, just super excited. He had a great year last year, and at Oregon State, and just super happy that he kind of gets to do it, to take what he did last year and go be great again at Florida State. And obviously, it would be super fun to go see him and play him. That'll be awesome.
What do you remember about Mercedes-Benz Stadium the last time you were down there? You get out there as a wide-eyed kid that, you know, ready, you thought.
Yeah.
Tell me about that drive that you led and just getting out there and finally getting the chance to play college football the last time you were there.
Yeah, that was super fun. You know, I didn't know if I was going to get play in that game, and you know, ended up getting put in the last drive, and you know, I had a couple throws. I think I threw into Drew, and I think I threw 2 to Will Taylor, and then threw the touchdown to Will Taylor at the very end and at the end of the drive. But that stadium's awesome. I mean, definitely one of the coolest stadiums in football, and you know, obviously excited to play 2 more games there this year.
It's obviously not week 1, but how excited are you to be back in Death Valley?
Oh man, I'm so excited. There's nothing like it. So I'm pumped to be able to be back there and you know, be in front of the best fans of college football. So it'll be awesome.
How much of football being a little bit of a mental game for a quarterback has evolved for you? How much do you feel like you've seen yourself get more confident, feel less pressure when you're actively on the field?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would say playing the position of quarterback is 90% mental, 10% physical. And something I was talking to Pete Carroll about a couple of weeks ago is like, you know, you have all these guys that will train the physical side the whole year long, and then they never even train the mental side when the majority of quarterback is really a mental sport. So being able to, you know, take what I've learned from last year and just continue to develop that has been awesome.
Cade, I want to ask
Pete Carroll, just kind of throw that in there.
I want to ask about year 2 under Garrett Riley. Usually an offensive coordinator can't implement everything in a single season. So where's the growth? What might we see this year we didn't see last year?
You know, I can't give away all our secrets, but you know, I think that honestly, like I kind of said a second ago, it's been great to really just kind of dive into what I learned from last year and implement it, because you know, you almost feel like as you're playing throughout a season, you're learning more about the offense as you're playing through it. You know, it's still your first time, and unless you've kind of done that, it's hard to understand. But being able to, you know, learning how to prepare for a game and how to, you know, just go through reads and progressions more easily, canceling stuff pre-snap and post-snap, and being able to just, all right, you know, I'm just skipping my first and second progression here because I know that it's cover 3, or like something like that. Like I just didn't know those things when I'm first learning it, you know. So being able to just kind of learn that and then take that with me into this year has been really helpful.
When did you run into Pete Carroll, and what did he teach you?
At Elite 11. Yeah, I went a couple weeks ago, and it was great. It was great.
What did you take from him? What was the biggest takeaway?
I mean, there's a lot of things. I kind of learned a couple secrets that Russell Wilson had, and just kind of the way he led when adversity hit, really truly in a game. The things that he would talk to himself about, things he would tell himself, the things he would tell his teammates, was great. It was really good to kind of hear that, and then kind of the way that he would prepare for games and stuff was cool.
For you guys to go from a 4-4 ACC team they were last year to maybe winning a title in the league, where does that improvement have to come from?
What was that?
To go from a 4-4 ACC team to maybe contending for a title, winning the ACC title, where does that improvement have to come from?
We had a really young team last year. This year, I don't think we're gonna be starting a freshman, which is a first since I've been here. Everybody that we're gonna have, be starting has played a lot of football, which is really good for us. So that's gonna be great. Just improving to just trusting our guys and just trusting the coaches.
How do you turn those close losses into W's? Is it just experience?
Yeah, just maximizing every little opportunity and just being very, very detailed in every little play.
You mentioned some of the mentors and coaches and former players that you spoke to over the course of the offseason trying to prepare for this season. How is it trying to take in all that information and trying to put it on the field when it's time to go?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of the things that I got to learn and stuff was, a lot of mental things, and then, obviously with Peyton and stuff, just a lot of things to be doing kind of, not necessarily on the field, but stuff that I can work on to build muscle memory and then that translates to the field. So nothing that I have to really think about when I'm playing. But there's a lot of good things that I got to learn, and it was really helpful.
When do you feel like you're at your best? Is it when you get a rhythm? When do you feel like you're at your peak?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like when I'm just truly in a peaceful zone, when you have such a freedom to play the game that no expectations clutter your mind. Because sometimes when you're on the field and you're thinking about what the fans are thinking, what the media's thinking, what your teammates are thinking, that can really clutter your mind. So something that I've been working on this year is how do I mentally prepare for a game in terms of not a mental health, but a sports psychology type ways. How can I clear my mind to have freedom thinking and just truly play free?
Did you experience any of that moment last season, any game last season?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would say, I've definitely I try to have that every game, and then there's just games where it's a lot. There's a lot coming your way, and that's just some things that people don't really talk about. Is just some of the times that you've got everybody in Clemson in your ear, and you've just got to learn how to shut it all off, shut off the phone, shut off everything, and just focus on the people right around you. So
easier said than done, I guess.
Absolutely.
Who do you think is going to be the biggest difference maker on this offense? This may be flying under the radar right now.
Brian Wesco. That's my guy.
Any reason why?
We'll see.
Can you tell if last year has been a source of motivation for you guys in the offseason, or is that something you guys don't talk about or think about?
We definitely. It's been a good offseason. I'm not really sure how to answer that.
Have you seen enough when you look around your team or your locker room or your practice field? Have you got a sense yet of whether this is a better team than it was last year?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you point to? What gives you that?
Just the camaraderie that we have. There's a lot of things. I mean, just the way that we've been able to develop together, and whenever you go through hard times with people, you grow together. And our team went through a hard time last year, and we grew together really well. And it's been really cool to kind of live through that together, and then just persevere these last couple months.
You mentioned Wesco, and you've seen some good freshman receivers come in and have good years over the last couple of years. Where is he in terms of development compared to what you maybe saw from Tyler or Antonio in recent years?
I would say right there with him. Yeah. Just his work ethic, and just I love Brian. He's one of my favorite people on the whole team, and I'm excited to kind of get him out there. He's a dude. I'm excited to kind of have him out there along with we got Antonio, Adam Randall's had a great summer. Cole Turner's had a great summer. Just a great year. And Tyler's just coming great back, and Jake, Josh Sapp, Olsen, Christian. We just got a lot of dudes that can really play ball, and I'm excited about that.
Besides football, what have you been up to this summer? Like, tell me something non-football.
Yeah.
Like, what's a highlight for you?
Well, I got to go to London in May. I did a 1-week internship there.
Just a week?
Through football, yeah, micro internship through football. Yeah, it was quick. It was quick, but it was cool. I got to go with Jamal Adams, who's one of our linebackers. Paul Journey sets it up, and so I got to go do that and see all of London, and that was incredible. So that was really cool.
Did you get to do any concerts, go on any other vacations, anything that really stood out to you with your family or friends?
Went to Cabo San Lucas with my family, which was a great time, and it was really fun. So yeah, just played a little golf in May and June for sure, and kind of a good getaway, easy on the body, and so that's always fun. So.
For you guys to have fewer turnovers than you did last year, how do you kind of fix? Is that something you can fix, or can be coached, or what's kind of the key to maybe reducing that number?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's something that it's obviously easier said than done. It just comes with taking care of the football first of all, and then in terms of interceptions, there's a lot of ways. I think that first of all, it's being able to get the ball out of your hand faster, and then just knowing the offense better, knowing when to get through a progression faster, and when to kind of cancel stuff pre-snap, post-snap, depending on coverage and blitz pickup, and just knowing when I'm actually hot has been really helpful.
You're doing a lot of personal work to make sure you don't get too high, too low. You mentioned that. The Clemson fan base, they're looking at October 5th, and they know you went to overtime, and they know you're going to be in Tallahassee, and they know it's going to be DJU. So just a message to the Clemson fans on all the excitement surrounding the Florida State game and what you're looking forward to.
Honestly, I'm looking towards every single game. That game is just as important as week 11. So if we can't win week 11 or week 1 or week 2 or week 3, then nothing else really matters. So I'm not looking towards a certain game. I'm looking towards the whole season, and honestly, I'm focused on game 1 because that's the next game. And then whenever we go, have week 1, I'm looking to week 2. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
The fact that game 1 is Georgia as opposed to Podunk State, does that create a sense of urgency on the team that we got to be ready to hit the ground running with the opener?
We play a lot of great teams this year. You just got to, we've got a lot of great teams this year, and obviously Georgia's, been one of the best teams in the country the last couple of years, and obviously it's going to be a great opponent right at the gate for us. But we're looking to have a great season. We're not looking to have a great week 1, because a great week 1 won't do anything if we don't lose the rest of them. We're looking to have a great season, and that's what we really want to have.
The fact that the CFP is expanded now and you got 12 teams going, does that though does that maybe the fact that you can afford a loss now with this new system, is that kind of a good thing for everybody, I guess? Does that kind of make everybody breathe a little easier?
Yeah, I think so. We don't want to just be okay with a loss, though. You know what I mean? Like, we're not just content with having a loss in our schedule. So we want to go win every single one of our games. But yeah, I can see what you're saying for sure.
How calming and reassuring is it going to be for you this coming season to have Garrett Riley talk to you inside the helmet versus having to communicate sideline, having to look over to the sideline?
Yeah, we'll definitely utilize it in certain ways, and but Coach Riley is one of the most cool-headed people I've ever met. I don't know if I would rather have anybody else right there talking to me than Coach Riley. When crap hits the fan or things are great, things are bad, he is always steady-headed, steady-minded, and just in a perfect zone. And that's what I need as quarterback. That's what we need as an offense. So to have him like that, and to have him, be able to call the plays in my head whenever we use it, it's gonna be great.
Cade, RJ was saying Brian Westcott might be the guy that stood out to him the most this summer. Just what have you seen from him and what kind of receivers?
Yeah, Brian's gonna have a great year. I think he's gonna have a heck of a year, and he's gonna score a lot of touchdowns for the Tigers over the next couple of years. So I'm excited for him.
What kind of lessons did you take away from last year and considered an off year for Clemson to make you a better quarterback this year?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I took from last year and have how to manage the game better, how to, I think that's one thing that I got better at throughout the year. Being the full-time quarterback is, I didn't ever really get to manage a game for a whole year as a freshman. So, like, being able to really do that at a high level in those last 5 games was great. And then, I think just being able to use my legs when I need to, take shots downfield, and those are kind of the big 3 things.
Team Drake or Team Kendrick?
Drake, yeah.
Would you rather me go through your text messages or your camera roll?
Either one. I don't got nothing to hide.
Greatest football movie of all time?
Remember the Titans.
All right. What food should not exist?
Wow. Oh, man. That's a good one. I don't know. I can't think. That's a great question, though.
All right. And lastly, what celebrity would you invite to come watch you play for a day?
Just saw the movie Twister. Glenn Powell seems like a pretty cool guy.
That was kind of look-alike. I kind of
Wow, I appreciate that. That's a big compliment.
Thank you.
On the main stage, you spoke a little about having conversations with Trevor and Deshaun. So what are those conversations like with them?
Yeah, kind of also what I said. It was just, they're playing their own season. So, I've been able to definitely take advantage of kind of having other mentors that I've had for the last couple of years. And I don't have a lot of communication with them just because, they're pretty busy. But the little that I have, just, nothing crazy. But it's been good.
Sounds good.
Can you speak on your confidence level coming in the second year under Garrett Riley?
Yeah, I feel great. Feel really good about where we're at as a program, and just been going to work and just been getting after it the last couple months and last year, and it's been great. I'm excited.
How's your relationship with Matt Luke so far?
It's been great. I love Coach Luke. I know the O-line loves him. I think that their thing. They love him. They love the energy that he brings, the way that he coaches, and I'm super excited for what he's going to bring for us and what he's already done.
Just a little bit of humor on this one. You spent time with Peyton and Eli out at the passing camp with them. Is there any urge, Cade Klubnik, to walk up to the line of scrimmage, read the defense, and scream Omaha, Omaha this coming season at all?
I think it would definitely be pretty funny, but maybe we'll have to find a certain check that we can put in there, a certain tag that we can put in there where I can do it. But yeah, that'd be pretty
again,
awesome.
I said it's a little bit of humor. Okay, so
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Y'all brought back a lot of wide receivers last year and then added Wesco. So how does that help you settle into a game knowing you have a lot of good weapons around you?
Yeah, it just kind of gives peace around. I got guys all over the field. I think it's tough sometimes whenever, certain things happen, but to just kind of have, dudes all over, it kind of gives you a peace whenever you step on the field and a comfort for sure.
And then what is the biggest key for you going into the Georgia game?
You can't make that game any bigger than the second one. So, really just treating that the same and just trying to go be the best me I can be.
Sounds good. Thank you, Cade.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, go ahead, John.
No, what's up?
So Coach Riley was saying that this thing's got to be calmed down. Coach, you're just kind of your mannerisms on the field. Do you sense that yourself? How do you think that is?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was one thing that I watched just some other guys on the field this year in the off season, and watching Patrick Mahomes and Zappy when he was in college, and C.J. Stroud, just the way that their presence on the field and they're cool, calm, and collected. And, just one thing that I've really strived to have, and just calm feet. And there's times to be wiry, but there's also times to be really in control. So
how do you control that better?
It's tough. I'm a twitchy, wiry guy myself. That's I'm surprised I'm even being able to sit down for this long. So I think that my nature is to kind of always be moving around a little bit. So when I do step on the field, it all just kind of accelerates even more. So just really focus on in practice and building really, really good muscle memory of just like really calm feet and not any unnecessary movements. So,
I was going to take him one-on-one, so ask what you got.
Yeah. So, Manning Pass Academy, you talked about cheat codes. What would be an example of some of the stuff that...
like one was doing like an under center, just inside zone play action. And like the way that Peyton would tell me to do certain things was really helpful. That like I personally had never been taught before, because I haven't done any inside zone before, or not any inside zone, but I haven't done a lot of under center play action stuff. So like that was really great for me to kind of like see that and like realize like, okay, like how can I be better, even if we don't do it very often, but like when I do it, how can I do it at a very elite level?
TJ Moore, you got this thrown again.
Yeah.
What is it like? I guess how would you describe what it's like throwing?
Yeah, TJ's been awesome. Surprisingly, you're the first person who's asked me about him yet. But he's going to be great. He's going to be really good, a great route runner, fast, great hands. He's going to be a really good player. He's going to be a great player. I'm excited. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
That's not surprising. John would be the first one. He's the most thorough by far. Can we grab you really quick for a one-on? Then you get to stand up.
Yeah, move the legs.
Give it a good stretch. You want to start rolling your eyes. Okay, is the pin right? Is that how it's supposed to handle?